Season 2, Episode 101 of One Man's Opinion. Today I am reviewing Hartford Stage's production of Alice Childress's Trouble in Mind, directed by Christopher D. Betts and running through June 18th at Hartford Stage at 50 Church Street in Hartford, Connecticut. I first saw Trouble in Mind on Broadway when it ran in November 2021, and I overall enjoyed the play. I think the story draws excellent attraction to the social issues of race representation in the arts, particularly theater, something we only now seem to be course-correcting after decades of advocacy by various civil rights organizations. Set in the fall of 1957, Wiletta Mayer, played by Heather Alicia Sims, is returning to the stage after a time in Hollywood playing mostly mammy roles. Alas for her, she is cast in a new Broadway play called Chaos in Belleville, about a young black man whose family works for a white family in the South, probably sometime post-Civil War. He is wrongfully accused of murder and is to be lynched. Of course, she is playing the young man's mother. As day one of rehearsal begins, director Al Manners, played by John Bambury, experiments with his directing technique, trying to draw out what appears to be a more method style of character development from Wiletta and the cast, with unexpected results, as Wiletta discovers more about herself in development of the character and challenges the intentions of the play itself, particularly its ending and how her character responds to her character's son's life being threatened. In the process of her addressing the issue, she has to deal with two other veteran black actors, Millie Davis, played by Chelsea Lee Williams, and Sheldon Forrester, played by Michael Rogers, both who have their own opinions on the issue, but don't want to upset or disrupt the establishment for risk of maybe losing their jobs. Then there is the newcomer John Nevins, played by Sideeq Hurd, whom the three attempt to initially groom to behave like them so he won't potentially get himself into trouble as a black person in the theater. Then there are the two white cast members, Judy Sears, played by Sarah Lyddan, and Bill O'Ray, played by James Joseph O'Neill, who are more or less oblivious to their black counterparts' struggles, even though they claim to be able to relate, and, they really can't. The play comes to a combative conclusion when Wiletta and Al debate what the script says versus what would be honest. It's an interesting concept narratively because actors are trained that for no reason whatsoever do you change the script without prior approval of the playwright. Since the playwright isn't present in the play, Wiletta takes out her frustrations on Al. It makes for a fair argument about a director's responsibility towards an actor's discontent for their character's behavior. This also makes for an ironic narrative, as when the play Trouble in Mind was originally produced in 1955, producers wanted Alice Childress to change the content of the play to present a resolution that was more amicable. Childress refused, and alas, the play waited until 2021 before it opened on Broadway. Hartford Stage has presented an overall good production of Trouble in Mind, with mostly positive things going on here, with one or two head-scratching choices. Heather Alicia Sims is a delight in her turn as she realizes that she has had enough of the misrepresentation of people of color in theater is excellent. John Bambury is disgustingly skeevy as Al, who sexually harasses Judy, and is also a classic bully director who thoroughly believes he is helping black actors improve the representation of black characters on stage when he is only changing the narrative. There is an interesting choice by director Christopher D. Betts to have the characters overemphasize everything when they are playing their scenes from Chaos in Belleville. It's almost caricature acting, very broad and exaggerated. I liked it as it reinforced the racist perception at the time that black people can't act anything more than exaggerated servant-type roles. The one role where I felt it carried too far was with Sheldon Forrester, played by Michael Rogers. His Sheldon is so over the top that his dialect, even when not playing the character in Chaos in Belleville, is unintelligible half the time. This is a shame because Sheldon has a superb monologue in Act 2, Scene 1, in which he recounts witnessing a lynching at the age of 9. What is one of the most powerful moments in the play got lost with the choice of having a mumbled dialect. This brings down what would have otherwise been a rather solid scene. I still believe there are problems in the first act with pacing due to an extended time of developing the characters and not spending enough time on the plot. So it's not until Act 2, Scene 2 that the play really shines. It's in this scene that Wiletta and Al battle it out, and wow, is it worth the wait, because Heather Alicia Sims and John Bambury are superb, giving their points of view on Wiletta's primary problem with the play. It may take some patience for audiences to get to that last half hour or so, but it is so worth it. But I'm only one man's opinion, so be sure to leave yours in the comments below. If you'd like to see Trouble in Mind, I'll leave a link in the description. You can support my channel by becoming a patron over on Patreon. Any little bit helps. I'll leave a link in the description for that as well. You can also support my channel by liking, sharing, and subscribing, and click the notification bell to be alerted to future episodes. My next review will be Playhouse on Park's production of Webster's Bitch. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you at the theater.